What? Yeah, thanks a lot. Here. You're gonna kill her, or you're gonna take her out with this hard back line thing. Underneath the carpet.
Sure. Well, how are we going to control?
It's not gonna, like, really go out.
Still there?
Yes. Yeah. See?
Oh, leave that, Alice. That's perfect.
Let her live here.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. That's it.
Alright.
Okay, so I was Googling, babe,
Yeah.
I was Googling about white ugali flour. And apparently there's one we can get from some online market stuff. I don't know.
Can't we buy it from here?
Well, the ones here are.
I'm starting to like
I have. Who beat you there?
vampire. Mosquito.
Introduced to a bride. Did you let her know? Sir,
Yes, the landlords came today.
they did?
They do.
Yeah. It's official. Like, if they want to give us the apartment, they should just say, you can keep it, it's fine. It's not like we're going to say no. So they did not. They changed your schedule for that. How convenient. And then she's going to call me next week and be like, hi, Mike, hi. So I was thinking. No, you aren't thinking at all. Hi guys. So welcome to another episode of making dinner. Yeah, live cooking. Yeah. So today we're gonna cook something that is very, very common back home. Yeah. And it might not be something you might try, but just stick around and, well, you might have it as an option one day. I don't know when. Who knows? Okay, so first and foremost, just to wash your veggies. Anything you're about to use, any ingredient you're supposed to cut, wash it, wash it, wash it. Okay. So we start chopping them, just wash them. So in Kenya back home, we usually either buy our veggies from a vegetable vendor who has actually pre-cut them for you, or alternatively you just buy them and cut them yourself. So like now I'm gonna have to cut these myself because I've always done them anyways. So yeah, my dad was always against buying pre-cut veggies from vendors because he was like, you need to wash them yourself, and you're not supposed to wash a veg after it's been cut. That's not good. Yeah, so you just didn't want them to like lose the green matter of the veggies, the chlorophyll. So you're supposed to actually wash your veg before you cut them, not the other way around. Just wash then cut, not cut then wash. That's why it's. So that's my onion. I didn't cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna cry now. Yeah, it's really trying to get to me, but well, not close. Okay, so one onion down. I'm supposed to cut 2 onions, but I'm gonna take a break in between that because who wants to cry every single time? Absolutely not me. Oh. Ow. Okay, so this is the next step. You guys will realize, I think I'm gonna wash my eyes. Oh my Lord. Emotional damage. Yes, we're good. We are doing great. Everything is fine. Okay. Okay, so I hope this meal is not going to take too much of our time. It usually doesn't, so I hope we finish up on time. Yes. The next is our green bell peppers. Okay, that's done. Next step, let me just cut this. The last one part. The next thing I need to cut is tomatoes. I've already washed everything in my bucket, so don't worry about it. Okay. So I've always done my tomatoes this way, like I've always grated them, because cutting them with a knife leaves some tomato strings in your meal, and we don't want that at all. Like the string, it makes a lot of people uncomfortable. The rest don't care about it much, but it does make a lot of people uncomfortable. So if you grate it, the chances of you getting the string is 0 or 0.00 something percent. I don't know, but like, if you cut it, you're guaranteed to have strings from the tomatoes, no matter what. No matter how soft you boil your meal, the tomato skin just stays there, staring at you and the people whom you cooked for, and it just won't go away. It's like that one thing you tell, shoot, shoot, and they're just looking at you. You know, that stray dog that's trying to bite you. Yeah. So I would recommend grating your tomatoes. Makes work easier, makes blending easier. Makes your tomatoes and your stew tastier. And just make sure you're cutting your tomato into half, removing the bottom bad part, and just starting to grate from the part that is cut, because it's softer that way. Yeah. If you do get some tomato skin grated though, it doesn't show up as a string because it becomes a very tiny skin. Okay, so all this is skin. Alternatively, if you have a blender, you can blend the whole thing. It's even better. Okay, so we're done with our first tomato. We will be moving on to our second tomato and our second onion. Alright. So this is what it should look like when you're done. Right. Just the paste, stew, and all that. So I've always wanted to do my pre-cutting, pre-washing, everything. Like by the time I'm turning the heat on, I want everything to be flowing. So I'm not fighting, I'm not chasing this side. My eyes are not sweating from the onion because it's already done. You know, stuff like that. Like just prepare everything prior to turning on the heat. It saves you time, it saves you energy, and it saves you a lot lots of power. So if you're using gas or power, it's the same, but it saves you on both. Nothing is stopping, you're just moving. Okay? So that's done. Need to set this aside. Get my other set. Onions, green bell peppers, and red bell peppers. Putting that aside. I'm left with these two. I'm supposed to cut again in a separate plate because they are for different meals. So since I don't have enough space, I'm just gonna set them aside and move on to the veggie. Okay. So let's see. So I haven't gotten the big leaf spinach. I went for the medium. Actually, my husband bought this. Went for the medium baby spinach. He's saying they're not baby spinach because they're big. They're the same thing. He just doesn't know it yet. He knows. Okay, so he had me ranting about the spinach and he was like, I'm gonna bring you spinach. So he brought me this. Okay, so I think that's gonna be enough because I don't know if I wanna make too much veggie. It's gonna be like okay, so basically I'm going to mix my spinach. I almost said my skooma. I'm gonna mix my cabbage with my spinach. We do that a lot back home. Sometimes we mix cabbage and kales or cabbage and spinach. So we're doing cabbage and spinach, which could actually bring the taste that I'm actually looking for. Yeah, so I don't have to always go for the big leaf spinach, which is less. It has this gummy taste into it. The tiny spinach. It has that sticky feeling on the tip. I don't know how to describe that feeling, but it has it, okay? That's why I'm completely against it. But I'm thinking if I mix it with cabbage, I might not feel it as much, and then I'm gonna add some milk into it as well, so that should do it, okay? Right. So now, we cut our spinach, our cabbage. So this is where the vegetable vendors come in. They have skills, man. They can slice the hell out of a vegetable. Like, they can turn it into a string. It can actually choke someone. Like, it's that serious. Okay, they have that skill. Yep. Fast chop. So like when you buy veggies at a vegetables vendor store in Kenya, just tell her to cut into it, not just cut through. Like after they slice it, just tell them to kata, like cut them again across inside ×2, because otherwise you're gonna end up with strings of veggies, literally strings. Okay, and sometimes it's very easy to choke kids if they don't chew properly. So usually people just say cut into 2 again after you're done cutting. Makes things easier. I really hope I can bring this menu to this food to life, because I'm craving that home taste of veggies, ugali, and some stew on the side. Yeah, so I don't wash this. So tomorrow I'm on a mission to go look for white maize meal, okay? We also have one that is actually imported, and they're like, it's €4 per 2 kg. Guys, ugali flour is €4 per 2 kg. My lord, I know, it's wild. That's the price of 5, if I'm not wrong. If the prices are fair, it's the price of 5. But hey, taxes, right? This little thing called taxes. You can't just eat ugali in a foreign land. How dare you? How did you think that was gonna work out? The government is like, oh yo, you just thought you could enjoy home away from home? Who do you think you are? Shame on you. So yeah, here we are, trying to go find ugali flour that costs 5 bucks for one. But so is everything else, I guess. But it's not 5. It's not. I mean, even the cornmeal, the one they have here, it's like ugali flour, yes, but it's yellow and it's soft. The maize meal is supposed to be coarse, but this is like powder soft, like porridge flour soft. That's the one we get with the corn flour. So this is not bad, but it's not giving me home taste, the one I'm looking for. It's not hitting those notes, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is our cabbage. Turns out to be a lot. But yeah, we need it for lunch, so it's fine. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wash a tiny bit of this spinach. And I'm going to add it to the mix. I just need the green color. I actually just need it to turn green. So I think this is enough. That is enough. And the rest is going back to storage. Okay. So I'm just going to wash this. Literally a handful, that's it. Just going to wash this. Okay, so I need it to actually mix properly in my veg. I need to make really tiny pieces of it. I need it to give the cabbage all the colors of the rainbow. Okay, that's it. We will mix it now. get done with all that, the next thing we need to do is chop our beef, but it's not beef, is it? Okay, so I use opposite sides for this. One side I use for beef, the other side I use for veggies because it's huge and come to me. Thanks a lot. Okay, so we have this leftover softest tissue of the pork that I used last time. I'm just going to dip it in water. So I'm doing this and I'm mixing it with some minced meats, and the minced meat is a combination of, well, basically pork and beef. Yes, and that's what we are doing here. Some combo. Right, that is done. It's going to the trash. Okay. Just revive my working area. The final thing that I'm cutting is the last tomato and the last onion. But before that, I'm going to put back my veggies in the fridge. I'll be back. Yeah, it might be, right? Yeah. Yeah. I just got there and she walked into the area and then she came back and I was like, are you still watching her? She was like, yeah. And I was like, then it's okay, I can turn the camera to the wall. Okay, guys, so let's cut our final. So good. I'm gonna put my veggies over here because why not? Okay, and I'm going to do our onions. The same thing we did to the other onion. Cut it, rinse it so it doesn't make you cry. It's still gonna make you cry, but still, what's the point of not washing it because it's gonna make you cry? Okay, so once you cut it and the juice is actually coming out, that's when you need to wash it because that juice is the exact reason you're crying. That juice is the emotional abuse that tomatoes offer. It's a thank you from the devil. Okay? Let's rinse them. Okay, almost got my whole fingers snapped off. That would have been brutal. Wow, that was close. Actually, very, very close. Yeah. So I'm sorry I can't say hello to everybody that is sending me love, but I will say hello once I get time. So don't worry, guys. I'm gonna send you all a shout out, okay? The next thing is our tomato, which is like the final thing. Oops. Okay. Seriously. Okay, so this is done. This is supposed to be for my veggie. The other one is supposed to be for a different thing. Also my way of dealing with piled up dishes and all this stuff is once I have actually finished with the plates that I've used, I don't wait until when I'm done cooking and all that stuff to wash them. I just wash them as I move along, and I have seen that that actually helps me so that by the time I'm done cooking, the only thing I'm going to wash are two plates that I've used to eat. Mine and my husband, and that's it. So I think that's a nice thing to adopt if you'd like. But if you're okay doing plenty of dishes at the end of every cooking, every meal preparation, then I'm happy for you. For me, it's different because if I see so many things in one place, I get some sort of pressure. I feel a lot of pressure, like things are closing in on me. I might call it OCD, but it's not. I'm just like, I think I'm obsessed with order, maybe. I can call it that, but yeah. So, I just don't like seeing a lot of things in the wrong places. Like right now, the way I've arranged my stuff, I feel at peace. But if they were like, one is standing here, the other one is almost falling off, I would be a mess. I would be panicking. I'd be going crazy. I'd start asking for the manager who works here, who did this, you know? Stuff like that. So we don't want that, do we? Okay, this is our second addition, and just gonna straight up add it. Already washed it. Guys, let's start the cooking process. Oopsie. All three of my stove tops are on, so I need to be fast. I need to decide what is for what, and for who, and why. Right. That looks like a lot less than what I expected. This, no. But if I use this, it's not going to be enough. So the thing about cooking ugali, if you have non-stick pans, it sucks. Okay? Ugali was meant to be cooked in anything that actually sticks, because if you're cooking in a non-stick pan, it's constantly fighting you. You're fighting with the crust not to come up, you're fighting with everything not to go the wrong side. It's just a lot, okay? It's a lot of work. Okay, so these two are good. This one is going to be too tiny for what I'm thinking to use it for, so I'm just going to go with those two. Then push them aside once I'm done, and then I can make my ugali on the space that is actually closest to me. Okay? Let the Hunger Games begin. And you have to be fast. I mean, I always do this so that I save on time and I save on like a lot of things. But then you also have to be fast. Like if you can't use two stove tops at the same time, then just do one and follow the process slowly. But Superwoman here can't use one side. Superwoman here doesn't want to use one side at the same time. She wants to cook everything at once. Actually, if I could cook the ugali while I turn this, I would do it, okay? And every time we go out to buy some small kitchen stuff, I always forget to try and find this ugali pot. Because man, when I find it, there will be signs. There will be signs, okay? There will be a lot of signs. Right now, I can be humble, okay? Something that I've actually noticed about cooking ugali here every time I try to cook it, because I've taken so long to cook it, somehow my arm just starts to hurt. Like, I used to cook ugali for 10 people, now I can't cook ugali for 2 people? What are you talking about? There's no way, because why? Tell me why. Tell me why my arm hurt. For what reason? You know, I don't understand. So yeah, we're gonna do the veggie on the big pot on the corner. So we're gonna fry the tomatoes and the onions. Usually I don't add tomatoes and onions on my veggie. I just do onions only or oil only, but special day, tomatoes and onion goes for the veggie. Okay, thank you a lot. All right. While we wait for this oil to heat up, it's gonna be for the beef. Just in case you're wondering, it's not beef, it's pork. And just in case you're wondering why I haven't boiled it, well, apparently everything here is soft. Okay, so that's it. Explanation done. I hope not to drop anything before I start. My goodness, you can't even depend on oil to heat faster. Why? Yeah, this is why the gas industry in Africa is thriving, because, oh, somebody said, ugali, are you Kenyan? Emmanuel, what's up? Yes, okay, so since this is taking our sweet baby time, we're gonna move on to the next oil, which is actually super ready. And we're just gonna add all that. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so now we're gonna spread this. Remember, the other side is also doing their bid. We're doing our bid. For those of you who don't actually understand how a lot of Africans cook fast, imagine this. You're coming from school. Maybe you're studying in the village. I used to at some point in my life. And your mom hasn't actually cooked. She just saw you and realized, oh my God, it's lunchtime. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Right. So, you're using firewood to cook. So she has to turn on this firewood very fast. Cook everything faster, because kids need to go back to school because they come back home for lunch. That was before the government actually introduced like free school feeding program, you know. Yeah, so that was then. So now, your mom just saw you and you're shocked that she did, because how did she not know you're coming back for lunch? I don't know. I don't know either. Alright, so now your mom has to actually start speed cooking. Okay, so that is how we see this, and we're like, why would I have one stove sitting doing nothing? You know, why? Why would that? What do you mean? What do you mean you're cooking from one side? Why? Why you can use all three at the same time? So that's the story, okay? So we've grown up from this multitasking fast. You use the little that you have to actually speed up shit, like you literally speeding up stuff, okay? So your mom just saw you. She's like, oh my God, it's lunchtime. And I haven't cooked nothing at all. And there's nothing that people used to hate than your mom saying, oh yeah, go light up the fire. And you're like, light it up? What do you mean? Did you not know I went to school and I was going to come back, you know? Did you not know? I mean, my mom wasn't one of those women, but I think you get the story. So you'll actually find that she has cooked and has covered our meals, waiting, labeled and all that. But yes, a lot of people used to go through that. And after you eat, you finish cooking and you eat, and then you start running back to school like you're a crazy person. By the time you get to school, maybe you're late. The teacher is like, I don't care. Why are you late? And you're like, you have to come up with something, because you're not going to tell them your mom was cooking late. They are going to tell you, why did you not leave the food and just come to school, you know? So that is how you learn to do things faster. Adversity, suffering, I guess you can call it that. But yeah, so that's this. Yes, and then you come to maybe you move from the village, now you come to town, and now again, your mom did not think you went to school, did you? No, she did not. Or did you just come back from school? Oh my God, my bad. Turn on the stove, turn on the gas. I mean, there was stoves, and then there's gas now, and then there's cookers and all this stuff, but yo, I think you get the point. Like, not the average person can be having all three of them at the same time. So I hope you're digging the story. So yeah, so then you have to learn how to cook faster. Again, remember, you're also cooking, you're trying not to make this meal raw, because if it's raw, you're going to eat it alone. Nobody's going to eat that with you, so too bad. I'm not saying a lot of parents that were not making their kids' meal were lazy. But if they were capable of making their kids' lunch before their kids actually show up from school, and the meal was actually there, I'm not talking about the special scenario where they actually did not have the food and your parents just had to go look for the food fast and then come back, you know? I'm not talking about those scenarios. I'm talking about the scenarios where, like, there was food. She just didn't think the time was almost there. Yeah, so I will call them lazy, okay? Crucify me, but yeah. If you have food ready in the house and your kids are coming back and you're like, oh my God, it's lunchtime. Yes, it's lunchtime. What did you think? Yeah. I know a lot of people are like, well, someday she's going to have kids, they're going to judge her. No. Nah. Well, if I have food at home that is actually ready, I'm not about a scenario where there's actually no food and I have to go hunt and gather, okay, for the food. Well, then they have no reason to judge me. But if there is food, they will find food that is ready, cooked, covered, and waiting, because that's what my mom did. Okay, I am leaving the legacy of good parents. Okay. So yeah, if you're one of those people and you're watching this video, please, can you just cook your kids' meals, please, on time? They don't care if you are in the salon or Mama so-and-so was doing what. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about that story. Just make your kids' lunch ready, okay? Fine. Don't listen to me. Your kids are gonna judge you anyway. Okay, guys. So far from that story, I have just started. I have just started flipping my leaf on the other side because I needed to turn brown on both sides. So I'm just basically flipping it. And guess what? My veg is also cooking while my beef is cooking. Technology, okay? Technology is working. Honestly, at this point, if I had like those non-stick suvarias that can actually cook ugali, as a matter of fact, this is actually moving. There's no way I'm cooking 2 meals this slow. I have to add the third one because, like I said, Superwoman needs to work. So this cabbage is actually supposed to fight the taste of how normal spinach tastes like here. And I think it's doing a good job. It's actually doing amazing. Sitting in there, melting, turning heads. Before I start gloating, it hasn't given me that final taste that I'm looking for. So I'm just going to let it sit here until all the water is drained out dry. Then we can add the milk. Yes. We add milk to veggies, yes. Okay, so like I said, just flip your pork or beef or whatever you're cooking. But like depending on how your beef is, just if it's hard to boil, just boil it fast and then you can continue with the frying like this. If you don't like this frying, then you can just fry your tomatoes and onions and like turn the boiled meat in that tomato paste thingy. Yes, the mix from tomatoes and onions fried, just turn it in there. But mine doesn't need to be boiled, it's soft, so I'm just like frying it directly. I'm going to add my tomatoes and onions once I have acquired the desired color that I'm looking for. Yes, which actually for me it's an indicator of it's done. It's cooked, it is done, it is ready. Okay? So, yes, I know from Africa we have like these crazy stories of going to school. Yeah, a lot of people don't think we went to school, but we did. So we have these crazy stories of we went to school, how that happened, how times have changed, how things look different, you know. But all in all, I believe that every path you take in this life, because first of all, you don't choose where you're born, and whichever place you're born on this earth, it's actually supposed to shape you. It's not supposed to break you, it's supposed to shape you into the person you will become when you actually grow up. So don't hate the process, just learn from it. Don't get too attached to where you are traumatized. I know there are special scenarios where traumatic things happen in life, but life is just like that, it's unpredictable, okay? So it's just something that's supposed to help you in the future, and you just have to like get used to it. There's nothing you can do actually, you know. So also the reason why my mom actually taught us how to cook was that just in case she wasn't around, we can actually cook for ourselves. So that was something, you know. You can't always say like, oh, I'm gonna be here for my kids forever, blah 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 blah. What if you get a job? What if you get something that actually takes you far? What are you going to do? Let them suffer? Hire a maid? What? No, it's not gonna work, okay? So just teach your kids survival skills if you must. If you don't think it's important, it's fine. I know a lot of people who think like, oh, I'm not gonna make a maid out of my child. It's not making a maid out of your child. You're actually just teaching them to survive life skills. In case you're not there, and they cook. Yeah, because I know there are scenarios where my mom used to cook ugali and veggie and like leave something like to be fried that would get colder. So she would leave that for us to come and fry faster because if she had fried it, it would be cold by the time we get there. So yeah, you know. And if we didn't know how to cook it, how would we do that? So I'm just adding my milk. My mom would actually be screaming, enough, enough, stop, stop taking all the milk to that veggie. Okay, so yeah, I just added my my milk in it. Supposed to give it some type of taste. Also a good way to have a very nice stew. There's nice soup, sorry. Okay, like I said, I need to move this to the other side because there's no way I'm using two stove pots for cooking one thing. It's not me. This is not you. Okay, so now I need to place my cold water for ugali over here. My husband doesn't like ugali that much. Start. So yeah. So now I've added onions to my mix. I need to cover this ugali water, otherwise it's gonna turn into a soup of oil. So I've added some onions to my beef frying, dry fried beef. Okay. It's actually a mix of meat. It's a mixture. We have some minced meat that is a mix of lamb and pork, and then we have the pork slices that I cut through. So it's a mix of those two. I just added some onions. Now I'm gonna go in with a mix of green and red bell peppers. So yes, while all this is going on, they're also cooking the third meal over here. So yeah, advantage is do teach you something in life. Not all sad and cry. I mean, yeah, I do sad and cry, but like, you do learn some life skills. You do learn that if things were easier, then you would be faster. Okay? Okay, so I just added my green and red bell peppers. They're looking nice in there. The next thing I need to add is my grated tomato, and it's my last thing to add actually. And final addition. So remember, if I had only one stove top to cook with, I would be waiting for all these 3 meals one by one, and that would take forever to actually cook. Yes. That will take a lot of time to actually cook. Okay, so it's looking very nice, very lovely. Some salt will come in next. Salt. Be careful not to put too much. my veg has actually drained the milk, and goes to show you how fast it's actually cooking, okay? So I don't know if I've ever said this here, but in Africa we age, I'm gonna call it aging because I don't know how else to describe it, but we cook lots of veg and then we boil them and then we age them with milk. What do I mean by aging? Every time that veggie stays in your house, the way it's cooked, all you have to do is add milk to it. Every day, you're just adding milk and warming it. You're adding milk and warming, you're adding milk and warming. By the time you actually decide today we are having that veg, it's going to be the tastiest thing you've ever had. The tastiest thing. Yeah, so that's us. So this is how it looks like for anybody who's curious. That's how it looks like. It has some milk in it, some veggie. Yep. So now that that is done, we are going to add on. Actually, our beef is not getting anything extra. We're just getting spices like black pepper. That's the only thing I'm going to add, black pepper. Because the salt is sufficient. Tastes nice. Tastes really good. Okay. Let's put this aside in the appropriate tops. And then we're going to turn off the heat because it's too much. And the beef is actually fighting for its life over there, so I'm just going to put it here. Add some black pepper onto my beef. And then I will set it back on the stove top. My ugali water hasn't boiled yet, but when it does, we can start with the ugali cooking process. Okay, so this is how it actually looks like. The beef. I did not add water into this if you saw me cooking. Okay, so that's all we need. Our veggie is done. Our beef is done. We are waiting for our ugali. All two are cooked, ready. Remember when I said like every time you use something you set it aside? This top is still too hot. I need to pull the beef out. Yeah, my water for ugali is almost boiling because you can only cook ugali with boiled water. Don't try cooking it when the water is still cold because I don't know what you're making then. Maybe you're making porridge, but I'm not trying to make porridge, so stick around. Okay? Alright. Yes, sir. Hello from Portugal. Hey, Manuel. Oh, Chidima said she just joined and she's asking what am I cooking. So I'm making some pork stew, wet fry pork stew, and some veggie with milk and some ugali. So yeah, if you've ever been to East Africa, you know we eat ugali there a lot. I think maybe West Africa, it's what? I think West Africa is what do you call it? Fufu, I think. Yeah, I think they make fufu, I guess. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right or if I'm saying the right thing, but it's a replacement for ugali in Kenya. So yeah, that's what we're making. Some wet fried pork, some veggies with milk, and ugali. Stick around because we're almost serving. The only thing I'm left with to cook is the ugali, and I'm just waiting for the water to boil. So don't touch that screen. Okay. Right. So our ugali water is almost there.
Someone says you like it,
Who?
like your cooking.
What?
Someone says they like your cooking.
Ooh.
So Natasha Frederick said hi. Hi, Natasha. Natasha also said, I like it. Thank you so much, girl. What's up? We also have Kaden Jackson said hi. Hi, Kaden. Shout out to you. Mtetwa, I don't know if I can say that right. Said hi. Shout out to you. So okay, somebody else said something else. Hamalen said hi. Hi. Shout out to you. Joyce Parker said hi. Hi, Joyce. Shout out to you. Kenny Phil said hi. Hi, Kenny. Shout out to you. Rose Radineo said hi. Hi. Shout out to you. So there's Cam Thomas. I'm not gonna read these comments. So there's Rose Radineo said hi again. So Jeremy Sulubu said hello, hi. Emmanuel Templar said, are you Ugali? Ugali, are you Kenyan? And yeah, I am Kenyan. So yeah. Okay, so this is usually our ID all over the world. So yeah. Irini Nicolau said hi. Celia Nahas said hi. Malik Kumar sent me some. Hello. Oleri Adekoya said hi. Hi. Shout out to you. Mutoka Patrick said hi. Hi. Shout out to you. We have John Mbada from Rwanda. Hi. Shout out to you. Hi. He said Quizera. I think that's hello. Maybe I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. Okay. So we have Richard Sekiere. Hi. Eric Hickerson sent some heart emoji. Hello. Gideon Quizera said hi. Aaron said hi. Samurai Vibor said hi. So I think I've caught up with everybody's message unless there's new ones. But thank you guys so much for watching. So continue to like the video, continue to subscribe to the channel. I'm always doing this live streams for cooking, and I hope you actually enjoy them and you can actually try one of these meals someday. But stay tuned. We are almost serving. When we are done with the ugali, we are literally going to serve because we just cooked 2 meals at the same damn time. And yes, now it's only ugali that is left. So I need to wash this because mwikos are hard to come by around here. All right, and mwiko is the cooking stick. That's what we call mwiko in Swahili. The aroma in this room is just wild. I wish you were here. I wish you guys were my neighbors. You would tell. You'd be asking every morning, what are you cooking? Why are you always cooking? Okay, so yeah. Let's get on with the ugali. Okay guys, so while you watch and enjoy, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm just trying to keep the beef from sticking or burning from the bottom. That's why I just turned it. My veggie has actually come down, which is a good sign because the stove top was taking too long to cool off. Yeah, so I was craving this meal, guys. I don't even think craving is enough description. I was dying to bring it to life, okay? So my water has boiled. I'm just gonna take a bit off because my husband doesn't like ugali that much. He's more of a plain beef eater. Beef eater? Beef eater. Isn't that a drink? Yes. So, and then I find out I don't have ugali flour and there's nobody to ask for because this is not Africa. They don't share anything. Guys, can you imagine? People can't just go ask for salt from their neighbors. Why? What do you mean? The first time we moved in, we were actually out of salt. crazy story. We were, we were out of salt. We had gone shopping, but then we forgot to bring salt. So I'm cooking and I'm like, look, there's no salt. Tell me why this man says use mustard. No. I was like, if there's no salt, there's no way we are cooking. He was like, can't you just put mustard or something? I was like, what? No. And then I had to force this man to go outside and talk to our neighbors and ask for salt. The most human thing to do. Anyway, long story short, they don't do that here, so you kind of get how hard that was actually for him and us. So we literally had to go together. And you were like, hi, we are your neighbors from the ground floor. Actually, first floor. Could you give me some salt, please? We ran out. So hard. Yeah, it's literally the one thing you tell people in Africa and they're like, what can I help you with? Some salt? Oh, sure, no problem. Like, so yeah, that was one of the craziest things we did here. So, well, they're not used to doing that. They're not used to doing that at all. Okay, so please, when you're here, just buy your own things. Yeah. Some people would actually give, but would never come to ask you for. Like if they ever ran out of maybe sugar or something, they would never come and ask you. But if you ask from them, they would give you, but they would never come and ask you, like ever. So I don't get that concept. I mean, I feel like they make it seem like you appear like, I don't know, you're needy or some stuff. I don't know, you're poor. Okay. So yeah, just buy your salt. Moral of the story, have your salt in stock. And you know salt, it runs out when you least expect it. So that was wild. Yeah, like in Africa, if you run out of ugali flour, if you run out of salt, if you run out of sugar, you can even run out of oil, and we will still give you. We'll be like, sure, no problem. I mean, it's okay. And someone is like, can I give you back tomorrow? I will give you back tomorrow once I buy. And sometimes people just say no. People even run out of matchboxes, like matchsticks. Yeah, like if I had like so many boxes I bought and my neighbor asked for it, there are instances where I would just give them and they were like, I'll give it tomorrow. And I'm like, no, keep the whole thing. You know, like it's just something we're used to, like asking for directions. It's the same thing. Here, they're like, no, don't do that, don't do that. Crazy wild. Yeah, so in Africa, if you're lost, you just go to a shopkeeper or a vendor. Basically, don't ask somebody who's walking because you don't know them. But it's okay, you can ask from a vendor or a shopkeeper, somebody that basically has a permanent standing address or something. Yeah. Or a workplace, like somewhere people come to buy stuff and you can look trustworthy, okay? Don't ask people who are walking on the streets. They could be trailing you or something and lie to you about directions. So always ask vendors, okay? So yeah. Apparently, you can't ask for directions here either. You rather look lost. I think that's why they invented Google Maps and stuff. They're like, Google Maps is like, you're not lost. Just turn around. In 600 meters, keep walking. And a lot of people also still get lost with Google Maps, which is crazy, because what do you mean you just can't ask this one vendor that is selling? The shop is right there. I don't get why they can't ask for directions, but I guess everybody has their own culture and, well, you just have to respect it and move on. But I still find that very hard. Another thing is saying hello to people. Okay. So you see how in Africa we are like, hi, I don't know you, but I'm just like, hi. Like if I pass you on the road
It's common behavior to say hello to people in the morning, in the evening, you know, older people, elderly people, your neighbor. Yes. Don't do that here. Don't do it. Well, I guess they only do it to like friends, to them if you're a friend, or I don't know, somebody you're cool with, you say hi to them, but just saying hello to strangers, I feel like, I don't know what's their issue with that. I can't really talk much about it, but you can't say hi to everyone. I remember when I was at the airport, and when I saw black people and they were like approaching me, they would literally signal me with the hello, we do with the eyes, like nod your head a little and smile. Yeah, we do that a lot. So it didn't matter where they came from, but as long as they were Africans, they were all signaling me like hi, and I was like hello. You know, and I didn't find it weird at all. So culture shocks, I guess. So with the ugali, I've been yapping about, I didn't say anything. So cooking ugali in a non-stick pan is disastrous, guys. It's a mess. You constantly have to spread it out because you need the tiny bubbles of flour to actually crack up and let you mix. And also, the crust at the bottom, well, it's gonna give you hell. So I've just learned to just mix it up. Don't care about it at all. Just mix it up. Either don't let it form, which is crazy because how could you not? Or just mix it up. So I usually just go about it, mixing it all up. And the little bubbles of flour that are forming on my ugali, they usually form a lot because the flour is very, very soft. There was a brand that had like coarse grinding on it, and it was better. But when we went to shopping, we didn't see it. When we went for shopping, we didn't see it. We only found this other brand which is very soft, and I think they use this for baking or something. I don't know. It's very, very soft. It's like wheat flour, but corn. So it's very, very soft. And this is what they're using. So I am also sure they're not using it for ugali. So if I want to make ugali with their flour that is soft, it's not their business. Like it's not their fault. They're like, well, we're not using it for that. So what's the point, you know? So I can't actually blame that they don't have a coarse one or they don't have a different grind to it. No. I can only work with what I have, and I'm currently working with that. So, in the meantime, I need to actually look for the white maize meal because apparently that one, it's known that it should be coarse, like roughly grinded, not like the corn, the yellow corn one, which is usually very, very soft. It's actually even written on the internet. Yeah. The white maize meal flour is coarse grind, and this is fine grind. So this is almost like cassava flour. If you guys have ever had any cassava meal or anything, it's very soft like that. Super, super soft. Yeah. So when you're making ugali, you're just turning it and applying it, spreading it on the walls of the sufuria of the pan, okay? And you want heat to actually go through it because that's how it gets cooked. Okay, so I've learned to just cover every part of the pan, just so heat can walk all over it. When the heat is walking through it, it steals it, it gives it the aroma, it makes it cook. Okay, so basically cooking in a way the way it is. So let's go keep the milk back. Our blue is almost done, and we're almost having. There? Yeah. Okay. Yes. So the thing you do with ugali is just turning, applying it on the wall, spreading it through so that all the bubble flowers can actually spread out. This doesn't happen if your flour is coarse. It only happens if the flour is too soft. But even with the coarse flour, you still need to do this because the bubbles always form. Okay? And I wish the camera would have been closer, you would see. But yeah, basically turning up, down, up, down. And then you will notice when it's cooked that it changes the color. Yeah, it starts to change. Also, not every Kenyan knows how to cook ugali, so please, by all means. But if I had the sticky pan kind of pan for cooking, I wouldn't be worried about the bubbles as much because with a sticky pan, when it burns on the crust forms at the bottom, it starts to give the aroma and you can actually tell when the ugali is actually cooking. When the ugali is ready, you can let it smoke while you cover it, let it just burn until it starts producing the smoke. And that smoke actually gives it a really nice taste. Okay, it gives it this aroma that is like, I don't even know how to put it, but it's smoked. Okay, sometimes even the smoke just covers the ugali and it's just, okay, that's my description of how tasty it gets. So basically with this one, I just have to keep turning, spreading, turning, spreading until it looks ready to me. Then I can take it out. Well, currently we have eliminated most of the bubbles. Looks smooth, looks fine. But I think I need to cover it one more time and then I can serve it. Because it's not easy cooking it here. Not easy at all. Having non-stick pans is a bit of a luxury for a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people crave them. But then once you start cooking your own meals, is then you realize, why did I want them in the first place? You know, you're like, they're not a fit for every meal, okay? So, because I know there's a lot of people who do cook ugali here. Yeah. So, why would they need pans that actually stick? What for what reason? You know, it doesn't make sense for them. But for somebody else who's trying to make something different, then you'd be like, no, this is not what I asked for. I wanted this, you know, and sadly you will be in that alone. You'll be fighting that battle on your own. Okay, so our ugali is almost done. And we are ready to serve. Stick around. We are serving. Stick around. Don't go to bed. Don't sleep. Marifa, don't run. Don't run and don't sleep. You know, there's this meme where they say like, when Africans taste meal and it's tasty, they just start to dance. It's so crazy, but if we do that a lot, we're like, yeah, I know. Like, we do that a lot, so I feel like I'm giving this the same vibe. Like, tell me why I'm dancing while I was the person cooking this meal, and I knew the whole time how it was gonna turn out. Like, yo. So yes. It's just a way of showing I am excited. Another thing you can never do with a non-stick pan is turn the ugali into a ball properly. It's always trying to leave some crust on top, and you're like, are you serious? Are you serious, Wallahi? Are you serious? Making some crust. I hope I don't drop it. Oopsie. Yeah, so that's it. That is our beloved hyped up ugali. This is it. This is the one we make noise for people. Oh, ugali, ugali, ugali. Yes, that's the ugali. We keep yelling, yeah, ugali, yeah, ugali. Yeah, this is the ugali, okay? It's not a big deal, but this is it. Okay, so I know a lot of Kenyans would tell me, so you just put one ugali for, is that for a child? Are you both going to eat that? Yes, I know, this is a very tiny portion, but considering that the person I'm eating with doesn't eat much of it, I see no need to actually make more than that. So if I make more than that, I'm going to be the only person fighting to finish it, and I have no strength as well, okay? My strength is insufficient. So you're just supposed to cut it, and this doesn't come with the aesthetics, guys. It just wants to sit on its own the way it wants to sit up. It doesn't care. It doesn't care that I'm cooking it for YouTube and showing people how it should be done. It just wants to sit. It doesn't care at all. It doesn't care about my feelings. Okay, so now it's about that time that we actually serve. So this is our veggie that has milk in it. It is spinach, cabbage with milk. I fried the spinach with cabbage together. I waited for it to dry up. Yeah, it dried up the water from the veg, from the cabbage, and then I added some milk. Okay, so now we add our addition of ugali on the side. This is us. I know, the yellow color just gives it a shout out. Oh, okay, in the Bundesliga, what? I'm just saying that. Okay, Ollie. Okay, so this Ollie guy says, I've never met a Kenyan that doesn't have that flag band on their hand. Is it a national thing? Yes, it's a national pride kind of thing. This is our flag, so we wear it to show pride that we love our country, and we do actually love our country. Even the corrupt ones wear it, which is a shame, but yes, it's a national pride. So yeah, like I was saying, ugali, pork stew mixed with lamb, and some cabbage mixed with spinach cooked in milk. This is us. This is what we are having for dinner. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'm always doing this live stream cooking every single evening,
and I hope you actually enjoy these meals. Even if you don't enjoy trying to cook, or you're not such a big deal of a cook, I hope you can actually try them. And thank you for keeping us company. Thank you for always tuning into our channel. Thank you for subscribing. For those that haven't, please do subscribe. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching. This is us. The beef just has tomatoes, onions, red bell peppers, and green bell peppers, and actually black pepper for taste, and salt, and that's it. And the ugali, well, you saw me fight with that in the pan. So thank you for watching. I also do live stream dance sessions on Saturdays, and I do daily live stream for fitness at the gym. So I appreciate you for always tuning in. I appreciate you for subscribing. I appreciate you for supporting my channel. Thank you so much, and have a good night. Bye, and see you again tomorrow. See you.